and welcome in. It's game number 3 here in the women's quarterfinals of the Big Sky Conference Tournament. Scott Gerard alongside Krista Redpath as we get you ready for what should be a really fun game against the second-seeded North Dakota squad with a 20-9 record overall. But remember, this is a team that went 15-3 in conference play. They get set to take on Portland State, and we've seen Portland State already in action, Krista. This was a team that was loaded with balanced scoring, 6 players in double figures in their first-round win.
They are definitely balanced, or they played balanced in their last game against Northern Arizona. But I think we should point out that the last time that these two teams met, Portland State prevailed and really put a damper on Travis Brewster's season with that end-of-the-year loss like that.
Travis Brewster was named the Coach of the Year, the second time he's earned that honor, but his team would have won the conference title outright had they been able to pick up that win. However, it was Portland State who played shocker in that game and not only won, but won fairly convincingly, 81-67.
They did. This Portland State team is tough. They have so much size. Again, you know, we've talked about that 2-3 zone on defense giving lots of problems, and North Dakota was just unable to get anything going on offense against this Portland State team, and Portland State had the answers on the offensive end.
They certainly did, but you got a North Dakota team that is really interesting in the way that Travis Brewster has built this team. He's got some young guns starting and then some veteran leadership coming off the bench.
I know, it was interesting starting 4 sophomores and bringing Samantha Roscoe and Leah Zabla off the bench. Both of those girls averaging, Leah's just under double figures and Samantha Roscoe is in double figures. But again, that just points to the depth of North Dakota and showing that they've had quite a few different people step up at various times to give them that 15-3 record.
Let's start with the starting lineup of the Portland State Vikings coming into this ball game. Ashley Bolston, we saw her in that first meeting. She wears number 0, 6'2" sophomore from Medford, Oregon. Also Sydney Riley, who had some key moments for Portland State in their first matchup. She's a 6' sophomore from Everett, Washington. Pia Gerhar from Austria, 6'3" sophomore, wearing number 4. Courtney West, number 10, 6'4" sophomore from Australia. And number 15, Corey James, 5'10" sophomore from Albany, Oregon, is your starter as well for this Portland State team, looking to come in and get an upset. Now, we almost saw number 1 go down earlier today in Montana State. Portland State trying to pull the same kind of put the same kind of fear into North Dakota.
Well, I also think there's something to be said about playing on this floor. You know, you play on this floor, you have some momentum with their win, and then a day off to recover. You got North Dakota coming in, fresh legs, but they haven't played on this floor yet. We'll see if that comes into play at all tonight.
So as you look at those starters, 9 sophomores total, by the way, will be starting in this game. How about that?
I know, it's crazy to see the youth. You hate to say any team is really young at this point in the season. I think the best way to point this out would be the Big Sky is going to see these girls for many years to come.
Portland State, you see the head coach Lynn Kennedy. He will be anchoring this team and has put Portland State together with an interesting roster, and it is a fun style of basketball to watch Portland State play. They love to get up and down. They really like to force the tempo as well.
And they have size too. We need to remember Portland State starts 6 feet, 6'2", 6'3", 6'1". I mean, there are, you know, a lot of 6-footers in that mix, Scott. And you go over on the North Dakota side, and they also start a pretty large front line.
Let's get to those starters. Number 10, Michaela Dyer, a 5'9" senior from Madison, Wisconsin. She was named to the first team of the All Big Sky Conference squad. Grace Sawatsky, 5'9" sophomore from Minnesota, number 11. Number 24 is Bailey Strand, 5'10" sophomore, also hailing from the state of Minnesota. Lexi Clabo, named to the Big Sky second team, 6'2" sophomore from Fargo, North Dakota. And number 35, Fallon Freegee, 6' sophomore from Edmond, North Dakota. She was a Big Sky honorable mention. So North Dakota set to do battle with Portland State. It's a 2-7 matchup here in the quarterfinals of the Big Sky Conference Tournament.
You know, you look at the complete play of Michaela Dyer. She was a unanimous first team, so well respected across the conference, you know, averaging 15.2 points. She also gives you a strong 4 boards a game. she has 19 career games this year where she scored 20 points or more. You know, she's in the top 15 of scoring with 1,442 points, passing up Mia Lloyd for the 13th place.
Tip controlled by Portland State, and we are off and running here on WatchBigSky.com. Ashley Bolston working it around the horn, down to Corey James. James, who had some key moments in their first round win, cross-court pass, back to Bolston. She'll take the three off the front of the iron. Rebound ripped down by North Dakota, going the other way. So here comes this North Dakota squad. Sawatsky running the point, working it around the horn, trying to find a good look. Sawatsky still holding onto the ball, working it back to Strand. Strand to Sawatsky. 14 seconds left on the shot clock as this zone starting to create some problems here on this possession.
9. It's all about placement.
But there you go. You find a cutter, and you're able to lay it up and in. Lexi Clabo lays it up and in. Hold. Christy Franklin, or excuse me, Ashley Bolston out on the outside. Sydney Riley back to Bolston. Bolston lining it up, trying to create something offensively. Back to Gerhar.
Shot clock down to 8.
5 seconds left on that shot clock. Down low, baseline jumper, shot up, missed. And here comes Portland State again, once off the rebound.
No one on the offensive glass for Portland State as the shot clock ticks down. The first shot attempt.
Working it around the horn. Again, Portland State, or excuse me, North Dakota coming into this ball game with a 20-9 record, 15-3 in conference play.
I know there are a lot of North Dakota listeners tuned in. They have such a great atmosphere in the Betty.
Long three-point shot, missed. And a fight for the rebound. And we're going to go jump ball. The possession will stay with North Dakota.
It's been fun to see this North Dakota team get better. You know, the 2013-2014 year, a big year for them, 22-10, 15-5 in league. They hosted the tournament. They went on to the NCAA tournament. I think that has a lot to do with this program and where it's building, and watching Travis Brewster have success with his North Dakota team.
Michaela Dyer holding on, down low, good look, shot up the glass, no good, but she's fouled. Lexi Clabo is going to get a chance to go to the free throw line. North Dakota leading 2-0 early on in this ball game, 2 minutes gone. Lexi Clabo, again, as we mentioned, 76% from the free throw line, averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds this season, and she buries her first free throw.
Lexi Clabo brings a lot of size to this North Dakota team, 6'2".
Second free throw up and good, 4-0 lead for North Dakota. Portland State going the other way, looking for a cutter, down low, good look, but she's got to dish it back out. North Dakota swarming defensively. Long three-point shot, right wing, and she buried it. Sydney Riley with a long three-point bucket, and here comes Portland State cutting the lead down to 1, and they force a turnover as well.
Sydney Riley picks up where she left off, 24 points in their win over Northern Arizona.
Into the lane, Bolston puts the shot up. She can't get it to fall. North Dakota quickly with the rebound.
Again, this North Dakota team, they are all over the boards, and they've proved that this year, and this will be a critical part to this game of who's going to control the boards.
Sawatsky trying to post up Frigi, can't get it to her. Back to Sawatsky, down low to Clabo. Clabo from the baseline, shot up, rims out. Ball still on the court, fighting for the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds and off of North Dakota, I believe. Yes, it'll go back to Portland State. Courtney Westel inbound.
You hear Travis Brewster over there, grab the basketball.
Seems pretty simple. Ashley Bolston to Sydney Riley. Riley up top to Corey James. James posting Courtney West down low. Swing it back out to Bolston. She'll airball the three, and quickly with the rebound, Lexi Clabo swings it over to Sawatsky, who's quickly going in transition. Into the lane, dish off.
Ooh.
Shot is up, missed. Another offensive rebound opportunity, but instead Portland State pulls it down.
I feel like that was one too many passes underneath.
Those
North Dakota.
paint-to-paint passes difficult. Portland State with a quick shot, missed, and here comes North Dakota. Crossing the timeline, Sawatsky, she's into the lane. She'll dish it back out. And North Dakota will reset this offense. Long, straightaway three, missed, but Sawatsky's there for the rebound. And North Dakota holds on to the possession. Has to get rid of it, into the paint, dish up, missed.
Ooh, they're gonna call a travel
there. But a travel,
there.
Michaela Dyer hit with the travel.
Again, we've talked about this with Portland State on that zone defense. It's critical with positioning with North Dakota. And also, sometimes it's very difficult to get the rebounds out of that zone because you have to really be committed to finding a body to box out.
Into the game comes Ashley Torres, number 20, played a lot of minutes in that first round game. Torres gets a screen, comes around into the lane, dishes it off to Bolston on the right baseline.
And Torres had 11 points off the bench for Portland State in their win over NAU.
Into the lane, reverse layup, CC West, number 11, checking into the game and making her presence felt. Portland State's got their first lead of the game. North Dakota. Michaela Dyer, number 10. Over to Samantha Roscoe, who just checked into the game.
Shot clock down to 9.
Sawatsky's got to get rid of it. She works it over to number 10, Michaela Dyer. Back to Sawatsky. Shots blocked away. Here's another opportunity off the back iron, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will go to Portland State.
And that's what Portland State does. You know, running that 2-3 zone and having Bolston on the top, there's a lot of long arms to try to pass around. North Dakota experiencing a little distress on the offensive end.
Portland State leading 5-4 here on WatchBigSky.com.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
Passion, spirit, enthusiasm run through our veins, driving us to soar to new heights and to reach new frontiers. From the northern plains to outer space, this is the University of North Dakota.
Five to 4, Portland State trying to pull the upset. Early lead over North Dakota with 4:52 left to go here in the first quarter. Quarterfinal action. The winner of this game will go on to take on the winner of the next game, the nightcap tonight, in which Northern Colorado, the 3 seed, will take on Idaho State, coming in as the 6 seed. So here comes Portland State. Ball goes out of bounds, stays with the Vikings.
I think what was so impressive about the win over Northern Arizona was having 6 players in double figures and having that many weapons, Scott.
Yeah, no doubt. Torres nearly lost the handle on that play. Instead, it goes to Bolston. Bolston, nice pass to CC West. Cross-court pass the other way. Shot is up and missed. And North Dakota pulls down the rebound. Ball's going to go out of bounds on a deflected pass. Actually, it was not deflected, just an errant pass, and it's going to go back to Portland State. Give credit to CC West for causing some difficulty there on the pass.
Coach Travis Brewster not happy with 3 early turnovers for his North Dakota squad.
Bolston into the lane. She'll put the shot up, and she'll hit the shot.
And that is just so tough to defend with her size when she comes across the key like that, Scott.
7 to 4 the score. 3-point lead for Portland State. North Dakota trying to generate some offense here after jumping out to a 4-0 lead. Portland State has reeled off 7 in a row. Michaela Dyer back up top to Zabla, who just checked into the game. Into the lane, another deflected pass, and it'll go back to Portland State.
North Dakota needs to put someone in the high post. You got to have a pass in that high post. That's a real sensitive area that they could capitalize on.
Corey James' attempted shot is blocked away. Michaela Dyer sends that into the second row. Portland State forcing to give a long inbound pass, which is going to go, well, free for a moment. Portland State's got to get rid of it. It's going to be stolen away by North Dakota. Layup up and in on the steal. Leah Zabla lays it up and in.
Again, Corey James just has to know the positioning of the floor. You don't want to give up the ball that quick underneath the basket.
North Dakota forcing the issue defensively, gets called for the reach in. And Portland State will inbound on the far side. 7-6 our score. Portland State still nursing that 1-point lead. Torres, number 20, working it over to CC West. Back up top to Sydney Riley. Cross-court pass back to Torres.
Again, this North Dakota team fundamentally sound.
Love the give and go, but they can't finish. Torres can't finish at the rim. North Dakota trailing by 1.
There you go. See, they finally put someone there in the high post.
Can't do much with it.
But it forces a defender to have to pick you up, so it opens up the rest of the zone. If they do put someone at the high post, especially with size, you gotta make a decision if you're Portland State. Do you defend the high post? Do you sag off? Things will happen for North Dakota if they keep someone in that high post.
Portland State forces another turnover. Sydney Riley's going to crank a 3, misses it. And there's Chastity Franklin in the game with the rebound. Long, deep pass, layup is missed. And Portland State quickly on the rebound. Nice give and go. Torres lays it up and in.
Nice pass by Bolston, seeing the floor.
Another great bounce pass.
And you can't rest on your heels, can you?
Zabla lays it up and in. What a beautiful pass from Chastity Franklin.
Zabla with the easy score there are making it look easy. We know it's not easy, Scott.
The shot may have been easy. The pass definitely wasn't. Another turnaround jumper up and in for Portland State. Courtney West lays that one up and in. Portland State leads 11-8. So here comes North Dakota, again trailing by 3 in this one. Both teams have gone on had some nice explosive offensive plays. Let's see if a 3 will add to it. Yes, it will.
And there you see the veteran senior leader, Michaela Dyer, and why she's a unanimous first team.
Michaela Dyer dropping it in and creating all kinds of problems here for this Portland State defense.
She's a lot of fun to watch.
Long 3 for Riley, missed. And here comes North Dakota. Ball tipped away. Goes back to Michaela Dyer.
3 seconds in the key. That's another tough, I believe it was 3 seconds in the key.
I think you're right. Yep, you are correct on that one. 1 minute left. We're all squared 11 apiece. Portland State and North Dakota. Into the lane, layup, miss, but we got ourselves a foul.
Foul on North Dakota.
Going to the free throw line.
Keon McNair.
Keon McNair.
She seemed a little out of control taken into the hole. I don't think Coach Brewster is really happy with that foul because you want to force a player in that situation to earn it.
Yep. McNair makes the first one. She'll have one more.
However, when someone's driving to the hole and they are a bit out of control, what do you do?
It's a good point. Tatiana Stroin set to check in. Number 12, 6-foot freshman from Bellevue, Washington for Portland State. 2 free throws up and good. 13-11 our score with 50 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Nice turnaround shot. Won't fall though for Roscoe.
Follow your shot, Roscoe.
Into the lane goes McNair. She pulls it back out. Back to Sydney Riley. Riley back low to McNair, has position, but she traveled. An opportunity there wasted for Portland State. North Dakota with 30 seconds left has an opportunity to sit for the last shot. Chastity Franklin, who's provided a nice spark for North Dakota. Running point. North Dakota working baseline. Shot is up, blocked away, and here comes Portland State with 10 seconds left.
Just not there when you have a sea of Portland State defenders. Again, the long arms. It's tough to
4
shoot,
seconds.
to pass around.
Ball's going to go out of bounds with 0.9 remaining. It will remain with Portland State, and so they'll have to do a quick pass and shoot here. See what they can set up here quickly. Riley, quick shot, up. Good look, wouldn't fall. 13 to 11 is our score. Portland State leading by 2. You're listening to Big Sky Basketball on WatchBigSky.com.
What makes a Big Sky champion? Is it toughness? Is it competitiveness? Is it community? Is it achievement? Or is it sportsmanship? All these attributes live in the heart of a Big Sky champion. We're the Big Sky Conference.
At the University of Idaho, we believe a good education should be available to everyone. It's at the heart of who we are as Idaho's land-grant university. We work tirelessly to explore ideas that help our community, our farmers, our engineers, and our industries. We research and develop ideas that matter to our state, to our world, and to you. Because an educated society is good for all of us.
(13 to 11), Portland State leading by 2 over North Dakota. The Fighting Hawks coming in as the number 2 seed. But we saw earlier today, Montana State is the number 1 seed, pushed well by Weber State. That game went right down to the wire, although Montana State was able to win that game by double digits, a game that was much closer than that score indicated. Same thing could happen today, as North Dakota is certainly getting all they can handle from Portland State early on in this one. 13 to 11, Portland State leading by 2.
Yeah, North Dakota has to clean this up a bit. They have 6 turnovers already heading into the second quarter, and that has been a thorn in their side so far.
Underhand layup, well done by number 15, Corey James. Pushes the lead to 4, 15 to 11.
So if you're North Dakota, you want to use that high post, or you want to have a baseline runner.
3-point shot, nothing but the bottom of the net for Zabla. Leah Zabla from Minnesota just cranks it.
Leah Zabla is the 35th player in UND history to reach 1,000 points, part of that 1,000-point scoring club that is rare company. That's a lot of points.
Michaela Dyer checking in, no doubt, number 10. And North Dakota will inbound underneath this basket to get this opportunity to cut into that lead. Actually, 15-14, they can take the lead on this one.
It's so strategic when you're playing offense against the zone. Every pass counts.
North Dakota looking for a look down underneath. Layup is blocked once again by Portland State.
I'll tell you what's there. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. That high post, it's got to be high to low action very quickly if you're going to make that pass.
Third block shot already for Portland State in the early parts of this game. Turnaround shot into the spin cycle, can't get it to go. Good low post moves, but couldn't result into a bucket. And here comes Portland State going the other way. Quickly out to Corey James. Corey's gonna wait, trying to slow things up, getting it to Bolston, who posts up, and now she brings it back out. Bolston into the lane, spin, shot off the glass, can't get it to fall. And North Dakota quickly going the other way.
Nice athletic move by Bolston, just not able to have it fall.
Down low, pull it back out. Michaela Dyer, pull-up shot, looks good, won't fall. Had a good angle on that, just wouldn't get it to go. But an offensive rebound is put up and in by Lexi Clabo.
And notice that resilience by North Dakota. You'll see more second shot opportunities because they just don't give up. They crash the boards, and that is coaching right there. That is Travis Brewster saying, hey, you girls are going to get after it out here.
North Dakota's come back, and they have taken the lead, 16-15 with 7:40 left to go. Chastity Franklin.
Shot clock down to 6.
She hoists up the 3, and she gets it.
Bolston is a clutch player for Portland State.
Oh, excuse me, Bolston. Drops down the 3, 18-16. Portland State leading by 2 with 7:15 left to go. Shot is up. That is missed. Now that was Chastity Franklin who took that shot. And here comes Portland State going the other way. Keon McNair into the lane, but they're going to call it jump ball. Possession arrow remains with Portland State.
Boy, that looked like there could have been some contact on there, but from our angle, battle with Chastity Franklin.
Sawatsky checking back in for North Dakota. She got the start. Kicking it back out, Portland State. Bill's just fine letting that clock run down as much as possible. They've had a couple of late shot opportunities with the shot clock.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Little hesitation. Riley's got it. She's got to get it up. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and she's going to be tied up. And the possession arrow will go back to North Dakota.
And that's that tenacious D by North Dakota, forcing that rush. There just wasn't a lot that Portland State could come up with as the shot clock ticked down.
Sawatsky running this point over to Michaela Dyer. And a foul down low is going to be against Portland State. Officials. Courtney West gets tagged with the foul. Up top to Zabla. Into the lane, nice dish, shot is up, and one.
That's beautiful, and that is a risky pass with the bounce pass down in the key like that. But I'm telling you, Clabo really looked sharp and took it to the hole, and the and one.
Nice dish from Zabla to Lexi Clabo. She lays it up and in, and she'll get one free. 18 all, 6:24 left to go in the second quarter.
Nothing but net.
Hits the free throw, and here comes Portland State now trailing for the first time in quite some time, 19-18. Torres up top left wing, working it back to CC West. Over to Bolston. Sydney Riley now on the right wing. Back to the West.
Shot clock down to 9.
Up to Bolston. Going to have to do something with it. Gerhard trying to post up. She hands it off to Riley. And another missed opportunity as the shot clock is going to end. 5:54 left to go. And boy, you're seeing North Dakota really putting the stranglehold defensively on this Portland State team.
Portland State has a tendency to not take good shots when the shot clock ticks down. You know, they tend to do better if they get a play off the first or second option, which they're stagnant on offense, and it's just not flowing for them. See if they can get something going.
Lexi Clabo misses the shot. Here comes Portland State trying to answer. Bolston, again, early shot would be very beneficial right now for Portland State. Into the lane, CC West kicks it back out to Bolston. Bolston waits. A nice give and go, down low, layup up and in.
That's about as pretty as it can get. Pia just feeling it and finds Bolston for the give and go.
North Dakota now trails Portland State 20-19. Long three-point shot, and she got it. Zabla hits it from deep. She's a 20% three-point shooter, but don't tell her that from that range, because she just knocked it down. Posting up once again. Gerhar working it over to Ashley Torres. Down low, good look, but the back pass, and that goes out of bounds. Another turnover down low. 22-20, North Dakota leading Portland State. 4:35 left to go. You're listening to Big Sky Basketball and WatchBigSky.com.
The Big Sky Conference has a new app. Search Big Sky Conference on the App Store and Google Play and download the new free Big Sky Conference app. Watch live conference events, connect with Big Sky social media accounts, and access premium exclusive content. The Big Sky Conference app, now available for free on the App Store and Google Play.
People confuse nice and kind, but they're different. Nice tells you what you want to hear, but kind is honest. This bar is made with cranberries and almonds, so guess what? We call it Cranberry Almond. Give kind a try.
North Dakota leading Portland State 22-20, and we have seen a clinic defensively here in the second quarter as North Dakota's really put the clamps down on Portland State. Still a very close game, and Portland State obviously can get that offense going, but North Dakota really showing why this team finished 15-3 in conference play.
And it's led by Zabla here as she already has 10 points, 6 boards. Already past her average.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Got to get a shot up here.
Into the lane, push shot up, and no good, and didn't catch rim, so a shot clock violation.
Again, we're seeing hard-fought defense on both sides here in a different strategic way.
Yes.
We got the 2-3, we got straight-up man for North Dakota, where they're switching all screens, talking, fighting through.
Pia Gerhar hands it off to CC West. Back over to Corey James. James over to Courtney West on the right wing. Courtney's got to pick up her dribble. Into the lane. Forced turnaround shot up. And a bad shot is going to be a jump ball, and it'll stay with Portland State.
We talk about the on-ball screens, and North Dakota has a tendency to fight through those. They don't necessarily always switch. And at times, they kind of have a question of, do we hedge, do we commit, how do we get through this? But for the most part, they do fight through them.
Ashley Bolston with 1 second on the shot clock has to get rid of it. It's blocked away, and another shot clock violation. Ashley kind of kicking herself, trying to figure out some way for Portland State to try to generate some offense against a smothering defense. Offensive foul against Portland State, or excuse me, against North Dakota. Will give the ball back to Portland State. That's the thing, North Dakota's been so good defensively, but they haven't been able to take advantage of their stops on the other end of the court.
They haven't. They've been turning the ball over too much.
Corey James down low to CC West. CC trying to generate something, loses the handle, collects it, and traveled. So we've had 3 or 4 consecutive empty possessions here for Portland State. North Dakota defensively is just getting after it. And if they could generate any kind of offense on the other end, they may be able to run away with this thing. Bailey Strand back into the ball game, as is Michaela Dyer.
North Dakota is working on their spacing, just hoping to.
Long three-point shot missed. Chastity Franklin nearly had it, but Portland State's able to rip it down, and they're going to call a foul on Chastity Franklin, I believe.
Foul on North Dakota, number 0, Chastity Franklin, her second personal.
Franklin picks up her second foul. Neither team has scored in over 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 2:18 for North Dakota, 2:34 for Portland State. 22-20, 2:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Portland State trying to force the issue in another travel. Keon McNair can't seem to get anything going, and the same could be said for this entire Portland State offense. Travis Brewster has this defense playing some ball early on. Fallon Freegee into the game. Up top to Roscoe. Roscoe turnaround shot from the top of the lane is short.
I'll tell you what's there for North Dakota, though. If they use that high post and they have someone step to the short corner or the baseline, they could get that every time with the way the middle of the zone is coming up to commit to that high post.
Ashley Bolston with the ball. She's already been credited with 4 steals already in this game. Baseline shot up and good. And finally, Portland State ties the ball game up at 2 apiece and snaps that scoreless streak.
Up off the glass. That was pretty.
They went 3 minutes in between buckets. They're able to score there and force this game back into a tie. Another steal by Portland State. And as much love as we've been giving North Dakota defensively, we should probably do the same for Portland State.
Well, yeah, there's 10 turnovers here for this North Dakota team. That's just too many.
Rough shot missed by Portland State. Here comes Sawatsky going the other way. Sawatsky thinks about a 3, kicks it back over to Dyer. Dyer trying to turn the corner, picked up well though by Bolston. Down low, pass deflected, and another steal.
And that's those long arms on the top of the zone. When you got Bolston at 6'2", it makes it difficult. I shouldn't say difficult. You just need to be methodical and careful when you're passing. You can't take that for granted when you pass to the top of the zone.
You brought up
the top of the key.
You brought up a really good point. How you have a smothering man-to-man down on one end of the court and a zone on the other, and both these defenses are just causing fits for their respective offenses. Into the lane, kiss off the glass, score, and a foul. Keon McNair. And it's interesting because Portland State had been trying to drive against this North Dakota defense and didn't have much success, but on the last 2 baskets, both players have been able to get into the lane and finish at the rim. And McNair's got a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
She's already got 6 here for this Portland State team, and she was a player that wasn't really a factor in the first game against NAU.
She only averaged 3 points a game during the season. She's got 7 tonight. 1 minute remaining, and Portland State leading by 3, 25-22. Again, working it around the horn. Zabla back into the game. Turnaround jumper from the baseline rattles home for Freegee. Fallon Freegee, who averaged nearly 10 points a game coming off or as a starter for this team. Into the lane once again, McNair dishes. CC West can't finish at the rim. Good look, wouldn't fall. North Dakota has the ball ripped away on the fast break opportunity, and with 20 seconds left, we've got a timeout. Portland State wants a timeout to talk about this last possession as they lead by 1, 25-24. And if they play their cards right, are guaranteed a shot to take that lead into halftime.
All right, let's take a look.
Portland State really good offensively in transition. It's when North Dakota forces them into the half court that they have problems.
And that's taking advantage of that situation on this and having someone step to the short corner and have the cutter come through.
You know, I know Brian's crew back there had to do some work to try to put together a highlight package because, frankly, we just haven't seen a lot of scores in this game because most of the highlights in this game have been deflected passes or blocked shots because these defenses are so smothering.
That is true.
25-24, Portland State up by 1, and they will hold for the last shot and to try to make sure they take a lead into halftime. McNair's going to run the point. 10 seconds. She'll start. Working over to Sydney Riley. Riley's going to take the long three, miss it, and here comes North Dakota quickly with 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Shot at the buzzer is up and missed. 25-24. Portland State leading North Dakota. Trying to pull the big upset. The 7th-seeded Vikings over the Fighting Hawks in a game that, what's the right way to say this? Not the most aesthetically pleasing game out there.
Well, it's just so interesting because of this 2-3 zone that Portland State, you know, they have size when they have the bigger girl Bolston at the top of the zone. And where you've seen North Dakota struggle is they take for granted those passes. They think they're going to be an easy pass, and then there's a long arm that gets in the way. And where you take advantage of that zone defense is really utilizing the high post in the short corner. And you've seen their success has come off of cutting between the top of the key and the baseline. And so we'll have to see if they can put something together for the second half. You just have to be so strategic when you're playing against the zone.
You know, there's a lot of ways to look at this first half. Obviously, we can credit the defenses. Offensively, both teams need to be better. As you mentioned, there's opportunities to be had out there. The execution just needs to be better.
And then you go over to the other side of the court, and you've got, you know, North Dakota, which is a scrappy team that really gets after it and makes it difficult for Portland State to maneuver on the offensive end. And what that's led to is turnovers on both ends, and that's been tough for both teams.
No doubt about it. 25-24 is our score. Portland State leading by 1. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the first half highlights, get you ready for the second half. It's Big Sky Basketball on WatchBigSky.com.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
What makes a Big Sky champion? Is it toughness? Is it competitiveness? Is it community? Is it achievement? Or is it sportsmanship? All these attributes live in the heart of a Big Sky champion. We're the Big Sky Conference.
I am J.D. Collins. This season, college basketball officials have continued to enforce the directive to reduce physicality. Coaches, student athletes, and officials have all adjusted to these changes. The net result is an increased pace of play and a more balanced game. Statistically, the game continues to see improvements in scoring, possessions, and shooting percentages. Good luck, and thank you for supporting college basketball.
People say knowledge is power, and they have a point.
It's what you do with it that counts.
Portland State, we put it to work.
We know the best classrooms don't have doors.
They have trees and skylines.
And interesting people. The city is your studio, your living lab.
Oregon is your study hall and your playground. At Portland State, you tell your own story.
You build your own stage.
You take your best ideas to the streets.
You let the world see who you are
and who you hope to be. Knowledge is about how hard you're willing to work to do something real.
It's about how far you're willing to go to do something great.
People confuse nice and kind, but they're different. Nice tells you what you want to hear, but kind is honest. This bar is made with cranberries and almonds. So guess what? We call it Cranberry Almond. Give kind a try.
The Big Sky Conference has a new app. Search Big Sky Conference on the App Store and Google Play and download the new free Big Sky Conference app. Watch live conference events, connect with Big Sky social media accounts, and access premium exclusive content. The Big Sky Conference app, now available for free on the App Store and Google Play.
What makes a Big Sky champion? Is it toughness? What makes a Big Sky champion? Is it toughness? Is it competitiveness? Is it community? Is it achievement? Or is it sportsmanship? All these attributes live in the heart of a Big Sky champion. We're the Big Sky Conference.
People confuse nice and kind, but they're different. Nice tells you what you want to hear, but kind is honest. This bar is made with cranberries and almonds. So guess what? We call it cranberry almond. Give kind a try.
I am J.D. Collins. This season, college basketball officials have continued to enforce the directive to reduce physicality. Coaches, student athletes, and officials have all adjusted to these changes. The net result is an increased pace of play and a more balanced game. Statistically, the game continues to see improvements in scoring, possessions, and shooting percentages. Good luck, and thank you for supporting college basketball.
.24 is our score. Portland State leading by 1 at the half over North Dakota. Scott Gerard, Krista Redpath, as we are live here at the Reno Event Center in Reno, Nevada. It's Big Sky Conference Tournament quarterfinals for the women's, and with 2.5 games under our belt, we got the rest of this game and then one game later on tonight to complete the quarterfinals. But for Portland State, their thoughts are right now pulling the upset, trying to find a way to knock off second-seeded North Dakota, and they're doing it by defense. Let's take a look at this Portland State team and some of the things they've been able to do, especially from the offensive side. Some interesting looks down low and some good passing. And if you're going to attack this North Dakota defense, you've got to have good ball movement because they will suffocate you if you hold that ball too long.
Nice dish by Bolston. And if you'll notice, it's been all the dribble penetration for Portland State here on these highlights. Miscommunication on the North Dakota end, but good takes by this Portland team. I love that give and go right there that was initiated by Bolston. It's a nice play. Sound basketball play right there.
No doubt about it, too. And you've got a Portland State team that, you know, they wanted to attack North Dakota, and a lot of times it's ended up in turnovers and in block shots, but they kept with their game plan, and then later in the second quarter, they started to convert, get to the rim, get to the free throw line, and it worked out pretty well for them. Now, let's switch gears a little bit, and let's talk about North Dakota, what we've seen out of this team.
So North Dakota has its most success when you see that. It's like the short corner pass to the cutter through the high post, because again, you have to be strategic on the offensive end when you're playing against a 2-3 zone. So it's all about positioning. As we see Lexi Clabo sneak one in there. I did not know if that one was gonna fall, but she got it to fall.
Yeah, and they're aggressive around the basket. Lexi is strong, finishing at the rim. They've got other players as well, but turnovers are going to be key here. They've got to find a way to cut down on the turnovers.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Turnovers is what has plagued this North Dakota team. You know, they're sitting at 12, and that's just too many for Coach Brewster's North Dakota team. So we'll see again. You know, I say this every time at about this part of the game, is that it's about who's going to make shots. Who's going to get the stops and who's going to make shots.
Exactly. North Dakota with 12 turnovers in that first half. That's enough to cause Travis Brewster to pull that hair out a little bit. He cannot have that going forward if North Dakota is going to win this game and advance into the semifinals.
And you got to credit Portland State. I mean, they're long and they're lean. They've got the long arms. They make it difficult to make those easy passes. And so that means you need to really be fundamental. You got to focus on the fundamentals, and you have to be very disciplined in your passes.
Quick shot from North Dakota on the right baseline. Goes out of bounds. Stays with North Dakota. Trailing by 1, 25-24. Pass stolen away. And a turnover on the other end.
Bolston making that, I'm not sure about that cross-court pass. She can take the ball to the hole so well. Hard to get overly critical at this point, but if I were her, I would have taken it to the hole.
Michaela Dyer swings it back over to Sawatsky.
Dyer fairly quiet on the night. Just 3 points, 1 rebound.
Trying to work it down baseline, getting positioning. Good layup, or good handoff to Claybo. She lost the handle, but there is Michaela Dyer to finish off the dirty work and get the bucket.
Dyer with that hesitation. I mean, she's under there with trees. She's not that tall at only 5'9", but she managed to find a way after Lexi Claybo stumbles.
Corey James for Portland State working around the horn over to Courtney West. Courtney West left wing, back over to Pia Gerhar. And Ashley Bolston down low to Sydney Riley. Good pass down in the paint.
Shot clock down to 2. They got to get a
that
shot
off. And another shot clock. Well, North Dakota stole it away before it was a shot clock violation on the block shot. So here comes North Dakota with Michaela Dyer into the paint, loses the handle on it, and another turnover by North Dakota. 2-on-1 fast break, layup blocked. Will go out of bounds. Portland State will hold on to possession.
Monster block by Phelan.
Ashley Bolston trying to force the issue, but was denied on the fast break opportunity.
Sometimes you get a little too comfortable with the ball, and she brings the ball down. She should keep it up high where no one can get to it.
North Dakota with a 26-25 lead over Portland State. 8:20 left to go here in the third quarter.
23 on the shot clock.
Long inbound to Gerhar. Corey James back over to Sydney Riley. Riley gives it to Gerhar to hold. Back up top to Bolston.
Shot clock down to 10.
Bolston in the lanes, got to do something with it. Hoists up a floater, won't go, and North Dakota with a rebound. Again, you're seeing this defense create all kinds of problems for this Portland State offense. Long three, shot up, back rim, no good. Portland State with a quick rebound. Crossing the timeline. Portland State, and they're going to nab North Dakota.
With the hand check.
Yep. Inbound pass.
Ooh, that was close.
I thought that foot was on the line.
Yeah, I did too. Actually was. We have a nice shot here.
All right,
we'll be officials in our next life.
I know. No, I want no part of that.
Yeah,
Sydney Riley, number 2, deflected pass. And it's going to be North Dakota who's going to come down with it. Nice hustle by North Dakota. And the shot up, not good, but a foul. And that's going to send Zabala to the free throw line. And, you know, you got certain players that, I know you as a former player, you're always kind of drawn to the ones that'll show that kind of hustle. And Zabala really showed it on that drive, not only with the steal down here, but took it coast to coast.
She did, and she was resilient in her take to the hole. Again, if you're Portland State, you want to be careful on fouling that, though, because she seemed to be you know, not in an angle where
Yeah.
she was going to make that. She was off just a little bit, and so it's tough to give away the free throws. You want to make someone earn that.
Yeah, no doubt. Zabla hits both free throws, pushing the lead to 3. North Dakota 28 and Portland State 25. Into the paint, Portland State, CC West puts a shot up and scores it.
CC West with her second basket.
28-27, North Dakota holding on to that 1-point lead. Again, driving into from the wing, and they'll bring it back out. Zabla thinks about a 3, tries a low post pass, stolen away once again.
You just can't make that bounce pass inside of the key.
15th turnover on the game for North Dakota.
With a team like Portland State. That pass is just not there.
Bolston can't get that shot to fall. And North Dakota with a quick rebound. 22 rebounds for North Dakota as opposed to 14 for Portland State. Spin shot blocked away, a foul though, as Zabla is trying to get creative down there in the paint.
Foul on Vikings, number 10, Courtney West, her third personal.
Courtney West now dealing with some foul trouble. That's foul number 3 for her. Zabla is going to go to the free throw line where she just hit 2 just a moment ago. 76% free throw shooter. She'll have one more.
North Dakota is leaving the Big Sky and making a move to the Missouri Valley for football and the Summit for basketball. I personally find that to be a pretty big loss, Scott, because I just like that this program has just become leaders in the Big Sky. And you hate to see a team like that go.
Yeah. Left wing, long three-point shot, got it.
Oh.
Corey James with a nice stroke from the outside. Ties this game up at 30 apiece, 5:50 and counting left to go in the third quarter.
James finding her rhythm. She was a double-figure scorer with 12 points against NAU.
Chastity Franklin into the lane, had some nice moments in the first half, coming off the bench.
9 on the shot clock.
Down low, turnaround shot, blocked away, and here comes Portland State with the board. Ashley Bolston crosses the timeline, the Washington State transfer.
Courtney West.
Another steal going the other way. Opportunity for a fast break point, up and missed. Zabla couldn't get this shot to fall. So quickly we go in transition, and Zabla is going to get nailed for the block.
It's so common that you miss a basket and then you do the
on
frustration
Yep.
foul. And Coach Brewster is gonna, thought maybe he was gonna have her take a seat, but that is only 2 fouls. Actually, no, that's 3 on Zabla, Scott.
Interesting.
That's her 3rd foul.
Travis Brewster's going to let her play through
that's
it.
not. No, it's not. It's her first. Excuse me. She's had 3 turnovers. Not a stat I want to bring up.
And love the aggressiveness from Ashley Bolston. And I think, you know, Portland State trying to be a little bit more aggressive early in the shot clock, because if you allow North Dakota to really set in defensively, that's when they're having problems. So a little bit more early aggressiveness from this Portland State offense. We're all tied up at 30 apiece, 4:58 left to go in the third quarter, right here on WatchBigSky.com.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
What makes a Big Sky champion? Is it toughness? Is it competitiveness? Is it community? Is it achievement? Or is it sportsmanship? All these attributes live in the heart of a Big Sky champion. We're the Big Sky Conference.
All square at 30, low-scoring affair. It's a defensive showdown between these two teams. Now, the first time they played, back on December 29th, North Dakota was able to get a 65-61 win. And then you fast forward all the way to March 3rd, just a week ago, and it was Portland State scoring 81 points against North Dakota in that 81-67 victory, a game that cost North Dakota an outright conference championship.
Portland State has struggled with consistency this season, you know, with 14 and 16 being their record, finishing in the middle of the pack of the conference. However, they've had moments where they've played really good basketball. And so if you're this Portland State team, you have to feel good about that, but trying to find consistency and playing your best basketball, put together, you know, a 40-minute game, they had problems doing that.
Ashley Bolston knocks down both free throws to give Portland State that 2-point lead, 32-30. Kick as Sawatsky was trying to put in a bounce pass down into the post. Bolston kicked it away. A little shot clock sits at 22. Over to Chastity Franklin running the point. Over to Michaela Dyer. And as you mentioned, Michaela's been fairly quiet in this game. Back over to Chastity Franklin.
She has, especially with this zone. It's just her positioning. She's been more of a player that has been passing than being on the recipient end of where North Dakota's going with their offense.
Kayla Burrows drops that one. That's a nice shot and nice ball movement to get Burrows that wide open shot. She doesn't play much, but she hit a big jumper there. Quickly attacking early in the offense was Portland State, unable to finish at the rim. And here comes North Dakota with the game tied up at 32 apiece. Franklin over to Strand. Strand to Michaela Dyer. Back to Strand. Dyer's going to try to create something with 10 seconds in the clock. Puts the shot up, it's blocked. Another offensive rebound though, and that shot is missed. And here comes Portland State.
It's just not there on that take with all those long arms. You're tempted to want to take it and drive through the lane, but it's just not there.
Ashley Bolston draws the foul. I believe that one will end up going against Lexi Claybo. Nope, Kayla Burrows will be the one that earns that foul. Fourth team foul for North Dakota. The next one, and Portland State's going to be shooting free throws. Down low, into the lane. Shot is blocked. Another block shot, and we've got a tie-up in the paint, and the possession arrow will remain with Portland State.
Lexi Claybo with the really nice block there, and you don't really want to shoot with all those trees down there.
Another foul, this time on the inbounds play. They're going to get Kayla Burrows with another foul. But the big one is that's number 5, and that's going to send Portland State to the free throw line, where Ashley Bolston is an 84% free throw shooter. Just knocked down 2 earlier on the previous possession. That one drops in. She'll have one more. (33-32) with 3:30 left to go. Second free throw up and good.
2 free throws.
So North Dakota down by 2. Go Big Sky Conference champs on the ropes early on. Chastity Franklin has the pass tipped away. Michaela Dyer, though, able to hold on to possession. Michaela Dyer cuts, couldn't get it to her.
It's all about timing on the offensive end. Shot clock down to 9.
Baseline shot missed. There's Portland State with the rebound.
North Dakota just looking stagnant on offense. Not a lot of movement, Scott.
Into the lane, shot is up, missed. As you can tell, Portland State really trying to be aggressive, getting into the lane. But that time it ends with an empty possession. Here comes Chastity Franklin, handoff, shot is up, missed. Once again, Portland State fight for the rebound, a jump ball, and it'll go to Portland State.
Jump ball, possession belongs to the Vikings.
2:38 left to go, 34-32. 2-point lead for Portland State.
Safe to say, I think that this is a defensive battle.
Yes, it's a fair assessment of this one. Again, these two teams split their regular season match. And Portland State feels every bit the equal of North Dakota, and they're playing like it. Saw the big upset last night with Southern Utah getting the win over Montana State.
Boy, that was an exciting game.
Shot blocked at the rim, and Portland State will hold on to possession. Triple overtime last night. Crazy game, upset of the tournament so far. But if Portland State can get this one, that'll be probably the biggest upset we've seen on the women's side. CC West working it to Corey James. Down low, shot is up and a foul. Bolston
coming up big.
Dropping it in. And she has taken over this game. Timeout on the court, 36-32. 2:19 left to go in the third quarter. Portland State trying to pull the upset off here at the Reno Event Center in Reno, Nevada. It's Big Sky basketball here on WatchBigSky.com. Let's look at the replays of earlier action as Portland State again leading this game 36-32. North Dakota with some good looks early on
nice
here in the
ball
quarter.
Movement there. And we got a nice block right there. Gosh, that was a monster block by Lexi Clabo. But Portland State just has answers down there with CC West and Ashley Bolston with the big basket here and one.
Trying to be aggressive offensively on both ends, trying to find ways to, because we're seeing two very elite Big Sky defenses on display here. Hey, remember Geico, your official auto insurance partner of the Big Sky Conference. Visit geico.com/save to learn about how Geico can save Big Sky alumni money on car insurance. Geico, proud corporate sponsor of the Big Sky Conference. All right, so if you're North Dakota, what are you telling your crew at this point? You know what? You just got past a really impressive note here.
I know. Riley and Bolston both with 500 points this season for Portland State.
That's a heck of a note.
Yeah, that is.
Heck of a season for those two.
A secret note.
A secret note. You
that
got a secret admirer passing you notes in the middle of the broadcast. All right, Bolston trying to complete the three-point play. Puts the shot up and in, 37-32, 2:19 left to go. Here in the third quarter, I might add.
Boy, this North Dakota team trying to find something here on offense to get a run going.
Another pass stolen away.
Just another turnover. Turnover 16 for North Dakota. I hate to say that Portland State has their number, but
right now seems to be the case until another steal by North Dakota loses the handle on the pass on the shot, but down low, Chastity Franklin's there to get the offensive rebound.
Chastity Franklin with the bailout there.
You had three players come back from North Dakota to force the defense. Nobody came back for Portland State. Another loose ball and another steal.
Why this game has been somewhat of a a gritty battle is just that we have a lot of hands on balls. So no pass has really just occurred without any hands being on there. As we saw the big three. I stole your thunder there.
No, you're fine. Bailey Strand, it was her thunder. Big three-point shot to tie this game up. 5-0 run for North Dakota. Turnaround jumper missed. And Ashley Bolston very close to getting teed up as she stared down the official after missing that shot.
Oh, big basket right there by Lexi Clabo. That's what you want to see if you're this North Dakota team as they make a surge here on offense.
And all of a sudden, North Dakota has gone on a 7-0 run with a chance to push it to 8-0 run with a free throw.
And this is why this North Dakota team is 15-3, is they have the offensive weapons.
They just went on again, we'll wait until she shoots this free throw here. And she drops it. An 8-0 run by North Dakota in just 46 seconds. In a game where points have been so few and so far between, it's interesting to see all of a sudden North Dakota start to crack this game open a bit. Sydney Riley on the right wing, trying to get a screen. Can't turn the corner, so she's got to hand it back over to Bolston. Bolston, she gets into the lane. Dishes over, right wing, three-point shot, good. Wow. Are we getting offense all of a sudden? Ashley Torres drains the three. We're tied at 40.
Big basket there, but she was left all alone on the baseline. I think the help was on Bolston and a little bit too much help.
Only a second separating shot and game clock. North Dakota's just going to run their offense. Turnaround shot, banked up and in. Fallon Freegee gets it to drop with 6 seconds left. Torres needs to get something going for Portland State. 1 second left, puts the shot up, almost banks it in. But with that, North Dakota with a late run takes a 42-40 lead into the fourth quarter. You're listening to Big Sky Basketball on WatchBigSky.com.
Passion, spirit, enthusiasm run through our veins, driving us to soar to new heights and to reach new frontiers. From the northern plains to outer space, this is the University of North Dakota.
Lynn Kennedy talking to his crew as he saw Portland State, well, as the coach of Portland State saw North Dakota go on a 9-2 run late. And with that, all of a sudden, North Dakota leads this game 42-40 going into the fourth quarter. Hey, El Dorado Resorts is the official hotel partner of the Big Sky Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. You got 3 hotels making up the resorts: El Dorado, Silver Legacy, as well as the Circus hosting thousands of rooms. To get more information, go to ElDoradoResorts.com to book your Reno Tahoe getaway. So North Dakota with the ball and the lead. Shot is missed. Ball's going to go out of bounds. And let's see if we got a foul call.
Oh, yeah, I think we do have a foul.
Yeah, we do have a foul.
Now on the Vikings, number 12, Tatiana Stroin.
Tatiana Stroin in the game for Portland State, and she picks up the foul. Down low, muscling it up and in.
That is such a nice play by Lexi Clabo. With the, I mean, I wondered how she even was going to take a dribble in there, and she had to do it assertively with Portland State bodies all over.
4-point lead for North Dakota. Seeing if they can pull away here from Portland State, who was giving them all kinds of fits in this game. Bolston loses the handle, and the ball will remain with Portland State with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Tatiana Stroin inbounds the ball over to Torres. Drive, miss. Offensive rebound, kick back out. Three, well, looked like Bolston was going to go for the three. Keeps it though, into the lane. She drives, dishes, and loses the handle, but she'll get to the free throw line.
I don't think she was going to really get it there.
No.
Lexi Clabo, just a little overly aggressive down there against Bolston.
Ashley Bolston will get a couple of free throws. Tallying up some fouls here early on. First free throw up and good. She'll have one more.
Michaela Dyer did not start the fourth quarter.
Bolston, by the way, perfect from the free throw line. 6 for 6. If she makes this, it'll be 7 for 7. Let's see if I jinxed her. Shot is up. Oh, I did. Feel like I should apologize to Ashley over that one. North Dakota with a 3-point lead. Nice entry pass, down low. Shot missed. Still fight for the rebound, and going down hard are 2 players. And Portland State's going to snag a foul here as
It's going to be on
Fallon Freegee goes down hard, and she picks up foul number 3.
Just a battle down there. Battle of the big bodies. See North Dakota putting some pressure here, making it difficult. Well, not really making it difficult, but I think their plan was to take a few ticks off the shot clock.
Which they did. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. As Portland State really yet to get anything going, and this is where they've been into trouble, where they're late to really start an offense. Into the lane is Torres. She gets to the rim. She finishes at the rim, and she's going to draw the foul. Holy smokes. Ashley Torres from Puerto Rico with a big play, and Portland State now sees North Dakota's lead cut to 1, and she can tie it with this free throw. 8:24 left to go. Torres free throw shot rattles out. Went down, came back out, and North Dakota still holds that 1-point lead. Quick shot in the offense, and a rebound brought down by Portland State.
The tough part of taking that first shot is rebound positioning. So Dyer with the early launch, but no one really ready on the boards for North Dakota.
Posting up, down low, turnaround shot, up and good. Bolston, a lot of weapons in that arsenal. She can shoot from the outside. She can also get to the lane, and now she's got a post-up back to the basket game, apparently.
I mean, she averages 15.9 points a game, 4.6 boards, and 4.8 assists.
She's got 17 points tonight. Pushed out of bounds. And, thought they were going to call a foul on Torres. Official looked at both of them for a moment. And
Travis Brewster's like, well, what happened? How did she get pushed out of bounds?
How did she fall out of bounds?
He's got a legitimate concern here, a question. She didn't just fall out of bounds by herself.
Portland State leading this by 1 now, 45-44, with 7:33 left to go. Bolston, the entry pass gets knocked away. Portland State will inbound.
It's hard as a player out there, though. You have to just play through that, and the physicality is such a huge part of the game, and you might not get a call that falls your way. You just have to keep playing, Scott, and that's not always easy.
Sydney Riley, as they try to post up Bolston once again. They like that matchup with her down low. They set a screen. Torres takes a 3, and Torres drills
she
it.
Just nails it. That is a huge three-point basket, as she has provided this Portland State team with a nice lift on the offensive end.
A 6-0 run from Ashley Torres has given Portland State a 4-point lead with 7 minutes left to go. Foul down low. A 4th foul on Courtney West for Portland State. That is the 2nd team foul for Portland State, but it will send Zabla to the free throw line. She misses, she'll have one more. Zabla, a 76% free throw shooter. Couldn't get that one to fall. Pia Gerhar stepping into the ball game for Portland State. Also, CC West comes in. That one rattles out. An empty possession for North Dakota when they desperately needed some points. 6:54 left to go. Portland State up by 4, 48-44. Corey James into the game, over to Bolston. Bolston's been so big in this one.
Shot clock down to 9.
Down to CC West. Good give and go, and lays it up and in.
Right now, Portland State has the momentum going into this stretch in the 4th quarter.
A 6-point lead, their largest of the night, as the number 2 seeded North Dakota Fighting Hawks on the ropes. driving the baseline, layup, good look, shot goes down.
And that was really nice. It was risky with all those bounce passes in the key.
Lexi Claybo finishes, and she'll get a free throw, too.
But the key to manipulating and taking it at that Portland State zone is placement of passes and being timely with those. You have to be precise.
Claybo makes the free throw, cuts Portland State lead in half. Was 6, now 3, 50-47. Portland State faithful getting into this one. Cross-court pass. Torres looks at the three, thinks about it, and decides to pull it back out. Needs to get rid of it. Good look for CC West, but it is blocked, and they're going to go jump ball.
And that's a good call.
CC West shot blocked. Now the alternating possession remains with Portland State, so they'll hold on to the ball. Long
6
inbound
seconds
pass.
on the shot clock here, though. Portland State's got to get something up.
CC's got to do something here, and she traveled.
She travels.
I think she realized that the shot clock was going down, got a little aggressive, and took that extra step. So good defensive presence there by Portland State, and they could tie this game with a three-point shot. Zabla will bring the ball down the court. She'll be picked up there by Corey James. Michaela Dyer, back to Zabla.
Things heating up here in the gym.
Dyer's going to take a long three. Back iron, missed it. And there's Torres with the rebound. Ashley Torres, who has had a monstrous impact over the last 4 minutes in this game. Gets into the lane, tries to create some offense, has to kick it out to West. West back to Bolston. Bolston drives, lays it up,
Wow.
gets it to fall.
What a play by Bolston. If she's able to deliver.
And she steals it on the other way. Zabla didn't see her coming. Bolston ties a tournament record, by the way, with 8 steals. Down low, give and go, layup for Torres. Can't get it to fall, but she's fouled. She'll have 2 free throws. And Portland State with a 5-point lead, 52-47, with 4:47 left to go in the game. Upsets brewing here in the Big Sky Conference. Portland State leads by 5 on WatchBigSky.com.
People confuse nice and kind, but they're different. Nice tells you what you want to hear, but kind is honest. This bar is made with cranberries and almonds. So guess what? We call it Cranberry Almond. Give kind a try.
People say knowledge is power. And they have a point.
It's what you do with it that counts.
Portland State, we put it to work.
We know the best classrooms don't have doors.
They have trees and skylines.
And interesting people. The city is your studio, your living lab.
Oregon is your study hall and your playground. At Portland State, you tell your own story.
You build your own stage.
You take your best ideas to the streets.
You let the world see who you are
and who you hope to be. Knowledge is about how hard you're willing to work to do something real.
It's about how far you're willing to go to do something great.
Travis Brewster, the head coach, his 5th season at North Dakota. Your coach of the year, the Big Sky Conference, that's the 2nd time he's earned that honor. Also picked up some hardware in 2014. But his team's on the ropes right now, down 52-47 with 4:47 left to go. Free throw up and good by Torres. She'll have one more as she pushes that Portland State lead to 6. Largest lead for the Vikings. One more, up and good. Ashley Torres has been a menace to North Dakota over the last 4 minutes in this game.
Again, you know, North Dakota and Portland State match up so well. It is coming into play this last game when they did meet each other, and Portland State was able to prevail, forcing North Dakota to take that number 2 seed.
Michaela Dyer, though,
with an answer.
What an answer. She hits the 3, cuts the lead to 4, 54-40. A turnover nearly created by North Dakota, but fortunately, Portland State is there, but they've got to cross the timeline. Bolston calmly does so. In fact, she's got a clear lane, dishes off through the baseline, and there is Pia Gerhar with a baseline jumper to push the lead back to 6. Bolston looked like she had a good look, but decided to dish it off and rewarded a teammate and got an assist. Sawatsky into the game for Portland State.
If you're North Dakota, you really need to execute
Michaela
here on
Dyer,
offense.
nice pass down low to Lexi Claybo, and she draws the foul. Claybo, a 76% free throw shooter, will step up to the line. First shot up, missed. She'll have one more.
She's close to a double-double with 15 points and 9 boards. She also has 3 assists.
Courtney West, by the way, has 4 fouls. Keep an eye on her, as she's got some foul trouble she's dealing with.
We're really coming down to this final stretch here in the 4th quarter.
Ashley Torres crossing the timeline. Portland State slowing things down offensively, leading by 5, 56-51. Turns the corner, hands off to Bolston. Bolston into the lane, or CC West, excuse me, has another good look. Can't get that to fall, but she'll go to the free throw line. 2 good looks, missed the first one, got the offensive board, fouled on the second.
That's a tough board to come down with by CC West in a sea of white there with your big North Dakota presence with Samantha Roscoe and Lexi Claybo.
CC West missed the first one. She'll have one more. 3G comes back into the game for North Dakota. Second shot up. Got that one to fall. 57-51. Lead is 6 with 3:20 left to go. North Dakota has the ball tipped out of bounds. CC West aggressive on that pass defense. And Travis Brewster's right there being able to talk to one of his players. Fallon Freegee. Zabla into the game as well. Cross-court pass. Zabla, long 3-point shot, missed. Box out. And they're going to get, I believe, Corey James for not just boxing out, but keeping, she just kept backing up underneath a player going for an offensive rebound.
All right, so now the fouls do come into play here with both teams shooting 2 free throws every time they foul.
Fallon Freegee, 61% free throw shooter. First shot is up and rattles out. One more.
You're this North Dakota team, you just gotta make free throws down the stretch.
Both teams have been shooting pretty well. Portland State 12 of 15. North Dakota 10 of 14. Two
Make
critical.
them when you count, when it counts.
Yeah, 2 critical misses there. 3G misses both. 57-51, 2:53 and counting left to go. Portland State still staying aggressive offensively, diving into the lane for Portland State. McNair, and McNair's going to be rewarded with her aggressiveness for a couple of free throws. Again, probably a situation where you didn't really need to foul because there was no way that she was going to be able to make a bucket there.
Yeah, I know, and that's the same. And you know, Coach Travis Brewster is telling his team right now, let her have her make that. Prove that she can make that shot. Don't bail her out with a foul.
Well, she made the free throw. She'll have one more. James back into the game for Portland State. McNair, second shot up and good. So where North Dakota went 0 for 2 on their trip down, Portland State goes 2 for 2 and pushes the lead to 8. Largest lead of the game for the Vikings. Ball nearly stolen away. Good anticipation. Portland State, or North Dakota, is able to hold on. And they'll reset the offense with 15 seconds left. Down low. back out top, outside.
Shot clock down to 10.
Cross-court pass, shot is up and missed. Offensive rebound, fought for and brought down by North Dakota. They're on that far sideline. And finally, they're going to call a foul. They're going to get CC West for being a little too aggressive on that sideline with Michaela Dyer.
And I thought that was going to be her 5th foul, but we need to remember we have 2 Wests on the Portland State team, not related.
Yes. You know, and the other interesting thing, too, is, you know, I know you want to be aggressive, you want to force steals, but at that point, she'd gotten the board, back off a little bit. Michaela Dyer sinks the first free throw. She'll have one more.
Yeah, I know the situation of the game.
Yeah. These are 2 very aggressive teams, though. It's tough to flip the switch off. Second shot up, and she gets that one to fall. The first of what I imagine will be many free throw attempts coming down the stretch.
If you're North Dakota, you want to put on the pressure here. We're getting down to the end here. Almost 2 minutes left in the game.
20 seconds left on the shot clock. We just hit the 2-minute mark here in the ball game. CC West sets a screen for Corey James. James crosses the line, hands it over to Bolston.
Shot clock down to 10 for Portland State.
CC West trying to post up. She's got to get a shot off. 5 seconds left. 4. Corey James, 1 second left. Gets it up, and it goes off back iron. North Dakota with the rebound with 1:43 left to go. Good defensive stand there by North Dakota.
It was good by North Dakota, but it took some time off the clock. They used the full 30 on that.
Straightaway 3. Shot is up, missed, and here is Bolston with the rebound.
And I'm not sure if that's who you want taking your Bailey Strand, taking that 3. With a minute 30 left in the game.
Portland State leading by 6 with the ball. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. $1:16 left in the game. And Portland State.
They're going to take every second off that shot clock because that is what you need to do. Looking at the time right now, I mean, North Dakota's got to come up with something here pretty quickly.
Yeah, Lynn Kennedy calling timeout, wanting to talk to his troops. 11 seconds left in this ball game as this game has gone back and forth between 2 really good squads here in the quarterfinals.
Take a look at Torres. I mean, she is just all over it.
To me, you know, she's not going to be your leading scorer in this game. That's going to be Bolston. But Torres, on that run that she went on, I think for the most part has been responsible for getting Portland State back in this game. She's got 12 points.
Yeah, 12 hard-fought points. And I think they've been timely, Scott.
Yes.
That's been the biggest thing, is that she's made runs when Portland State really needed that momentum, and she's had an answer.
59-53, a 6-point lead for Portland State. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. A shot here would really do some damage to North Dakota's hopes. And an offensive rebound will do even more damage. And that's exactly what happened, but they call it turnover. An offensive rebound.
With a travel. That was interesting. The travel by Courtney West.
Courtney West with the travel gives the ball back to North Dakota.
Well, you're North Dakota. You got to get a shot up here fairly quickly. It is under a minute.
Into the lane. Again, taking too much time. Long 3-point shot up, missed. Fight for the offensive rebound. North Dakota's got it. Again, into the lane. Push the shot up. Got it to go. Lexi gets it to go. Claybo drops it, but that
just might not be enough. They needed a 3-point shot there, and what they also needed was to not take a bunch of time off the shot clock.
Yeah, they started that possession with about a minute and 1 second. They took about 18 seconds to get that layup. 59-55, 4-point lead for Portland State. Timeout on the court. Look at that last exchange here for North Dakota. And again, a good offensive rebound by Lexi and a very difficult shot. But the problem is, might be a little, too little, too late.
Well, I think that Zabla just dribbled around too much. I mean, you got to know where you're going here. And, Claybo obviously with a strong move, and she made the basket. So you don't want to take anything away from her. But this is a time where it's pivotal. You need every second counts, and you've got to really pay attention to where you're at with the game clock. I mean, if you're North Dakota, you got to foul right now.
Yep.
You got to foul as soon as that ball is entered.
And Bolston, one of your best free throw shooters, is inbounding. It goes to Torres. Torres is going to be immediately fouled. Torres has hit some big free throws in this one, and she is a 75% free throw shooter stepping up to the line. Bolston is the one that you really have to be concerned about if you're North Dakota. She shoots 84%. Sydney Riley also out there on the court. She's a 76% free throw shooter. Torres makes her first one. She'll have one more. And as you look over that Portland State sideline, they start to realize that something good's brewing right now for this team.
I know. I think they're waving the Puerto Rico flag over there. Actually.
Second shot up and good. Yep.
That's huge right there. Those are such big free throws. If you're North Dakota, you got to push and get a shot up right away.
41 seconds left to go. Here we go. 38 seconds left. Crossing the timeline. Again, taking too much time. Long three-point shot. Misses everything. Goes out of bounds off of a Portland State player. Courtney West unable to bring that board down, and she loses the handle. It goes out of bounds. So North Dakota holds on to possession in this one. Set to inbound. Finally gets rid of it. Again, having to go low, and a two-point shot doesn't help much, but they'll get that. Lexi Claybo goes low, able to lay it up and in, but that cuts it to a 4-point game with 26 seconds left.
Not sure what good a 2 does.
Well,
however, you can foul, put them at the free throw line, and 4 points is difficult. 3 points is still doable, but 4 is tough. Take a look at the replay.
Here's that last shot by Claybo. Again, she just muscles her way to the basket so well, overpowering the defender. Unfortunately, though, it took a lot of time. Again, you lost about 15 to 20 seconds on that possession, and these are just golden opportunities that you just, you're not going to get that time back. But here's what it all comes down to. It'll work if North Dakota misses free throws. And so far if Portland State misses free throws, and so far this team has not shown that they're interested in giving up opportunities at the line. Portland State on the night, 16 of 19 from the free throw line. Just some impressive shooting from the stripe. That's why you kids out there need to practice your free throws. It'll win you games. Torres into the game, and Torres immediately fouled. She'll go to the line where she just made 2 for 2.
She needs to make free throws here, and I think it's sealed.
61 to 57.
If she makes her free throws. I don't want to jump to too many conclusions here, but not looking good for this North Dakota team right now.
Makes the first one, she'll have one more.
And it really is coming into play, that loss, that last game of the season, forcing North Dakota to have that number 2 seed, and then having to match up with Portland State, which is a team that they have each other's numbers.
Remember, Portland State in the regular season was 8-10 in conference play. And right now, they are very much alive. Now, you moved that record to 9-10 with a win just a day ago, but still, this is a team that was under 500 that is now just about 25 seconds away from knocking off North Dakota, who had 15-3 in conference play.
I know, and it just goes to show that the tournament structure really is such that everyone starts over when they get here. So you have to throw it all out. But in this case, I think there was some overflow from that last game where Portland State knew what to do to rattle this North Dakota team.
No doubt about it. And I think back to the point that you really hit on is that zone defense has really created so many problems for North Dakota. And North Dakota defensively has been great, and we spent much of the first half giving them nothing but love defensively, but Portland State, for their point, has been just tremendous with that zone and creating all kinds of issues for North Dakota.
Well, every pass is difficult.
Yep.
So that's what it also does, is it really, the deflections, just out of positioning. North Dakota seemed out of sorts. They got to run a play here where they get a 3 up. A 2 doesn't do you any good here.
Into the lane, shot is missed for 2. Lexi Claybo is going to lay it up and in for the 2-point bucket. And they'll try to get it to Bolston. She's got it, she's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Probably not the person you want at the line. Or they called a timeout before, excuse me. 63-59, 17.9 seconds left to go. You know, and this is when you, by the way, Sydney Riley set to check into this game as well. That's probably another player you want, as she shoots 76% from the free throw line. It's been an interesting chess match, too, between two really good coaches in Travis Brewster and Lynn Kennedy, trying to make sure that their best personnel is out at the right time.
Yeah, this is definitely crunch time here between two teams that are battling. I'm not quite sure what you tell your team here. If you're Travis Brewster, we'll have to see what happens with the free throws here with Bolston. But this is a tough deficit to overcome with only 18 seconds left.
And
can it be done? Sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it can be done. It's just not setting up particularly well. And if you're Northern Colorado and Idaho State, obviously you got to take care of your business coming up in the next game. Whoever comes out of that is certainly, if Portland State holds on to win, they got their work cut out for them. Ashley Torres will inbound after the timeout call, and they get it to Bolston. Bolston back to Torres, but they're going to get the foul against Bolston before the pass off to Torres.
And I thought there was already a foul there.
Yeah, they called timeout apparently.
Yeah, you're right.
So Bolston going to the free throw line, again statistically the best free throw shooter on the team. Torres just went 4 for 4 on her previous 2 trips. Set the bar high here for Bolston as she knocks it down though. Torres, Sydney Riley both come up to congratulate her. For defensive purposes, Corey James checks into the game, CeCe West checks into the game.
And this just goes to show that really the season doesn't matter and you want to play your best basketball in March.
Misses the free throw, 15 seconds left. Giving North Dakota a little bit of hope, but they've got to hit some threes. Long three hit. There you go. That's what you needed.
2-point game.
Michaela Dyer hits the big one, and this is going to be interesting as Keon McNair goes to the free throw line. She's a 67% free throw shooter with 8 seconds left. So Keon McNair with a big set of free throws here. She knocks these 2 down, and Portland State probably walks out of here with a win. If she goes 0 for 2, certainly it's anybody's game. 1 for 2, and North Dakota could force overtime. 8.9 seconds left. Officials over looking at a monitor. And I got to imagine as a player, this is rough. When you want to go to the free throw, these are big free throws, and for whatever reason, you know,
reviewing or
the time's just ticking along, and you know you got to hit these free throws, and you're just like, can I just shoot them already?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here with the delay. It isn't an official timeout.
9.1 seconds. Oh, they added more time on. So it went from 8.6 seconds to 9.1, giving North Dakota a little bit more help. All right, so here you go. McNair with her biggest free throw attempts of the season. Looks at it, shoots,
and
run iron, misses.
Oh my goodness.
She'll have one more. This is a really big free throw attempt. Second shot up and rattles it home. Here's the question, do you foul if you're Portland State?
Here it comes down.
4 seconds left. 3-point shot up and misses.
And it was right
1
there for
second
Dyer.
left. Offensive rebound goes
They
around.
had a shot.
And Portland
They had a
State,
shot.
they had a shot and couldn't get it to fall. And Portland State pulls off the biggest upset on the women's side of the bracket. The number 2 seed goes down, and Portland State survives and advances with a crazy 65-62 victory.
Well, I think we found our dark horse in the tournament so far with the number 7 seed knocking off UND, and you watch Coach Travis Brewster going through the line, North Dakota holding their head high. But you have to hand it to this Portland State team. They got it done tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did, and Coach Lynn Kennedy, we'll chat with him here in just a moment. What a big moment for him and this team as they're able to get the 3-point victory. Again, final score in this one, 65-62, in a incredible game that went, obviously, was a lot of fun for us to watch. Coach, this game may have taken a few years off of your life, but for us, at a selfish standpoint, it was a fun game to watch.
That's great. That's what March is all about. It doesn't matter what level. I'm so proud of our girls. We showed up to play today. I'm so proud of them. North Dakota is the best team in our conference. I mean, they really are, and we had to bring our A game tonight, and just proud of how hard we played, even when they came back, even at the end. I mean, they had a great look at a 3 to tie it. We could have gone to overtime. Just proud of the way we played.
How were you able in that first half? They were suffocating you defensively. What adjustments were you able to make to try to get that offense going?
Well, I think we just started using our second and third and fourth options. We've talked about it all season long. We've got some good playmakers on our team. Ashley Torres stepped up. Keon McNair stepped up tonight to give us that second and third and fourth option. Then we started reading. Basically, everything that we run is based on reads anyways, and so we just started reading what they were giving us, and, we took advantage of that in that third quarter, I thought. But, it comes back to our defense. We couldn't have won this without our defense. We were so aggressive, using our length, getting out on their shooters, not giving up second chance points, and that was really the key tonight. We felt like if we could rebound against them again, we could get the win.
You forced 18 turnovers.
Yeah.
A lot of great deflection, as you mentioned. Very active with the hands and deflecting passes, and it really paid off for you.
I thought so too. We talk about being active. Sometimes in zones, you can kind of get stagnant a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like throughout the year we've gotten more aggressive and more active. I think it's hard with our length to get around us sometimes. They started getting through the middle, but then again, Courtney West got in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Pia was huge tonight. She stepped up, and she was big in the middle tonight. So it's a luxury as a coach. I got 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" that I could put in the game at any time, and they stepped up. I mean, I just so proud of the way we played.
Ashley Bolston's going to get a lot of the credit in this game, and deservedly so. But I thought Torres was tremendous, especially in a stretch where I think she went on herself a 6-0 run.
Yeah, Ashley's probably our most unselfish player because she would rather give up the ball, especially when she gets double teams. We were cutting hard. We were getting to our shot ready. You could see the difference. Yeah, I mean, you could see the difference on the backside. Ashley hits that big 3 in the corner. Ashley Torres hits a big 3 in the corner off the post up from Ashley Bolston. Really, that's 2 of our guards using it inside-outside. So I think it's tough for us to guard us, but at the same time, we got to be on our A game, and I thought we were tonight.
Well, Coach, it's going to make this next game a little bit more enjoyable. You're going to turn into a scout more than just a fan. So
I welcome the opportunity to scout this next game.
Love it. Coach,
Thank
congratulations.
You. Appreciate it so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is the head coach, Lynn Kennedy, as his Portland State team survives and advances into the semifinals. They will take on the winner of our next game, Northern Colorado and Idaho State. What a fun one. And we got the bar has been set high for the next game. Hopefully we'll match it. Coming up next on Northern Colorado, Idaho State, right here on WatchBigSky.com.